Our challenge is simple enough. What were the Romans doing here? But not enough to work out what was actually going on here.
The mission of the test be to see more of what's left of the Romans.
But there's a fairly distinct range of what appear to be buildings.
All right then, at first glance, what do you reckon it might be? What type of buildings we have here? And what I can see on the ground. Look at that. Is that an...
What do you mean we're digging in the right place? What do you mean we're digging in the right place?
Well, look at that. Lovely and neat.
Now then, what would you call that? That's right.
What do you reckon we've got here?
Well, that's right.
What do you reckon we've got here?
Well, you see, this is the problem.
Who knows what we'll find? Trenches to try and find out what type of settlement this was. Stuart, how does his map relate to what we can...
When you were detective.
What artist drew on his plan quite clearly.
Out exactly what this sort of thing is. So what have you got? The local context to say, oh, we definitely know what that would have been from.
Who knows what we might turn up in these woods tomorrow? Two here in what looks like being a pretty wet Bedford Purley woods could help us work out what was going on here in Roman...
To do is get into the interior. What's going on inside that area?
What we really need, actually.
Harrison, what he saw of the Roman remains at Bedford Purley was not unimportant.
Here, to just show you the results. Look.
Really change our view of what was happening here. Because there are also...
But what we hope is that we can sort of find small amounts of what they did.
Can you tell from this what they...
Well, you can see here, I mean, if you look at this, and the orangey...
Surprising is that we could have so much industry close to what we suspect is a villa. Interestingly, we're... Stephen.
The other way to look at it is, in the first place, I mean, if, for example...
Different sort of character zones in this complex, you know, we're starting to get a sense of here. The lifestyle here is obviously not quite as good as the lifestyle just over there. They had heating over here. We wanted to know what was going on the inside of the...
Who's that then, aren't we?
I've no idea.
It's what appears to be possibly a bit of carved stone.
This?
Well, yeah, but what you can't see, Tony, is that round here...
Yeah.
It does find out what it is.
What, rip it out without bothering about the archaeology?
Can I point out...
And we'll be able to see the other side of what he's uncovered here. This morning, one of our experts now thinks he knows what it is.
And what's it doing stuck out here
Just
in the
here.
wood?
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
This red blob shows what geophys detected. So clues to what was going on here.
What's that?
So we've got...
What part of the metalworking process was going on here? The molten liquid running out is what's known as slag and contains silicon.
Jay, you work up a thirst on this job.
Oh, yeah, well...
What's it actually doing?
Well, what it's doing now is showing how much is there. Right, so that's...
Significant about manganese.
Well, manganese is one of those things which really helps slag form. It helps slag...
But we did find what looked like a carved stone here yesterday. Is to know what they think it is. I have some idea what these buildings look like. This is... What's the problem, Mick?
We've got some material down here that we're not quite sure what it is, and we need you to see there.
Well, it's either that or roasted ore. Let's have a look, see what you've got.
Now, this is what I call a real expert. Someone what it is. I'll keep digging to make sure, but it looks like what we found is remote. Looks to be another similar enclosure just here, in a state-controlled iron working site. What we now know is that in Roman times, a lot of the...
This looks a bit clayey to me, so is that what they're going for, the clay?
What's been hidden in these woods is a massive ironworking site with the